Hey friends, it's Gabrielle Brown. You may know me from some of my work in the acting industry. I wanted to welcome you to the Chat with Dan show. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
So welcome back everyone to another episode of Chat with Dan here. Joining me today, what can I say? I'm already having the best Tuesday already and plus there's so much talent in the room right now. As I have on the show, the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the legendary, the one and only, the incredible even. Gabrielle, how are you today?
Hi, you are so sweet, Dan. I appreciate it. I'm doing great. I'm having great conversation with you already. Like you said, it's been fun, and I think this is going to be really fun chat.
Absolutely. What better way to have an incredible, super badass day than to be chatting with you,
Thank you.
It's like Christmas already, and we are in April. Yeah.
You're so sweet.
Absolutely.
No, I've been looking forward to this. I'm glad that we finally were able to make it work.
Yeah, for sure. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. But also in the description below, you're gonna find all of Gabrielle's social media. Let's follow her, let's share some love, and let's find out why she's super badass. We're on a mission right now, let's say. And without further ado, let's jump in. So, I want to start this whole conversation by throwing out the first question, which is, what initially drew you to acting in the first place? Was there a performance, movie, something that triggered the whole thing to make you realize, you know what, this is my passion now?
So I feel like I come from a little bit of a different background than some people that are in the acting industry. I actually started on the modeling side of the industry when I was like 7 or 8. So it's kind of like all I've known my whole life is this like industry. But I never did acting. I did maybe a commercial here or there, but it was never theatrical acting. I did a few plays in middle school, but my heart didn't lead me that direction for the first like quarter of my life. I ended up doing modeling until about, I want to say like 2020-ish. And then I started to not like it. I have an extensive background, but I'll just say that when I left modeling, I stepped away for about 2-ish, 3-ish years. And then a lot of stuff happened in my life. I ended up traveling abroad and running out of money. And then I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I need to figure out something. And because this was the industry that I've known my whole life, I was like, all right, maybe I should get back into it. But I didn't like modeling. I didn't want to just be kind of like a mannequin. And so I had tried just to act a little bit, take a few classes, and I enjoyed it so much. I loved being able to be messy, being able to cry, being able to scream and shout and just emit emotion through a screen instead of just like, cheese. So I think coming back into the space with a fresh set of just like how I'm feeling after going abroad for like, it was about 9 months backpacking over in Europe, I came back and I was like, all right, I think I enjoy this. I want to try the acting side. And I ended up, just auditioning for a few different things, and it worked out, and I'm so thankful for it. But yeah, I think I just wanted to be able to make people feel something through a screen that modeling just, I don't know, I didn't feel like I got that, I like putting personality into characters and showing more than just a smiling face.
Plus, the sessions, the routines, everything tends to get like a little bit more hectic, right?
Yeah, I would say, well, for me, I feel like just growing up being on set a lot on the modeling side of things, it became not boring to me, but it became just not fulfilling enough, I guess would be the word. And so when I got onto the first set, I was just like, wow, this is so different. Like, we're doing different things every day. There's so many more people that are a part of this project. And like, it was just a world that I'd never really experienced being on modeling sets. And I loved it. And I was like, I can't go back to modeling now. Like, I love acting, and I love being able to create with so many different artists, because we have like our DPs, our G&Es, we have like just so many different people that are coming together to make something. And I love it so much. And yeah, so definitely a lot more fulfilling than just pictures.
Do you remember that very first time you were on set? Like, how was the vibe to it? Like, how were you feeling back then?
So the first thing that I really ever did acting wise was the first vertical actually I ever did was a real short vertical. It was called True Era Saves High School. And that was like the first acting, like professional acting gig, theatrical, like bigger scale thing that I've ever done. And I had no idea what to expect. It was an interactive vertical. So I didn't even know that that wasn't a normal thing. I thought all the verticals were interactive. This was like, I didn't even really know what a vertical was at the beginning. And so I just went in super, super prepared. I knew the script from the front all the way to the back because I just didn't really know like how it works on set. I got the call sheet the night before. I was like, wow, there's so much on here. This is crazy. Like there's so many names, so many different scenes. And I really didn't know what to expect, which I think helped when I went in then because I had no expectations of how the day was going to go. I was just like, know my lines, be happy. I have like an optimistic personality. I just am naturally kind of positive. And so I went in on set and I was just like, all right, I'm ready to do whatever you guys need me to do. And it was insane for sure. So many pages we do every day, as I'm sure you know, and it was just a wild ride. But I think I enjoyed it because I'm a self-diagnosed ADHDer. I feel like I'm better when there's so much going on and I'm able to just kind of jump and go around and go with the flow than more of like a planned, slower pace thing. I enjoy the hustle and the bustle of the vertical sets. So that was the first time I was on set really for any theatrical acting, and it was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it, and it gave me my love of continuing to do them.
And here we are. So
And here we are a year later. My first one I filmed last year and at the end of March, and it came out like this April. So yeah, it's crazy a year has gone by now.
absolutely, that's pretty
Mhm.
cool. You know,
Yeah.
I start to discover already why you're badass. I'm already having these vibes like, I'm getting it. I'm getting
Yeah,
it
the
now.
badassness.
And I'm like, I
Yeah,
know why.
there's some lore to Gabrielle that I feel like a lot of people don't really get to see, or I allow them to see, like at least on my Instagram page or things like that. But now that I'm in this space more, I definitely would love to talk about it more and let people know kind of who I am and not just who they see me play.
When you strip away roles, credits, and expectations, who you are at your core.
I I'm just gonna say what comes to my head right off the top. I am a very whimsy, hippie, farm girl, like just simple gal. I come from the Amish country of Pennsylvania, so very farmlandish, very woodsy. And at my core, I always try to be a kind person. I try and have fun with life. I try and make people also enjoy their time and the time that they spend around me. And so I just optimistically happy whimsy gal, I would say is my core inside. But yeah,
I like it.
if that makes sense.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10. Let me just tell you that. Now, how did financially uncertainty shape your mindset during the early years of acting?
So yeah, this is I was saying earlier, we'll probably get into the financial side of things. I've definitely so I don't come from a very well-off family. My father is a construction worker. My mom was a special needs teacher, and for the past couple years, she's just been taking care of my grandparents. But I grew up I felt safe. I felt secure. They provided anything they needed, but it was, just a very simple life. And also growing up, I was modeling and I had like an account set away for when I turned 18. It was a Coogan account so that parents aren't able to access their child's funds that they make. So growing up, that kind of all was going into there. And when I was 18, I got access to all of that. And I was like, all right, this is great. And it was awesome. I went to college for a little bit. COVID ended up happening. And so I dropped out of college and was like, all right, what am I going to do? My roommate at the time moved to Los Angeles and she was like, you should come out here and live with me. You could continue trying to pursue modeling and acting out in LA. And I was 18 at the time. So I was like, of course I want to go live in LA. And like, this is a great opportunity. So I moved out there, but I ended up getting into some not so good things out there. I ended up getting into like underground poker rings, like waitressing for them, and which in turn led me to working for this, like, I don't even know if I can say this stuff on here, but it's like he was at the time. And so I would do like, I wasn't doing the best for myself. I was spending everything. I didn't have like a real job. They would pay us. And then it would get to a point where like we started working at it was a crazy, crazy time for 18-year-old Gabrielle. And at the time, COVID also started to happen. So everything was being shut down. And that was like the easiest way I could make money. But at the same time, I was around people who were spending lots of money. So I was always spending money. I told my parents I was babysitting for the entirety that I was there, which I never babysat there. But I would like lie to them and just say that's how I'm getting my money. But after about 6 months out there, I ended up spending it was like $65,000 that I had saved up from 8 to 18, spent all of it. I spent all of it. I didn't save any. I didn't have a job. I just let the world kind of get to me. I was young and naive. And every time I was in one of these, like, sitting doing like, I just think, like, is this the day the police are going to come in and just like arrest everybody? And then my life is fucked. Like, sorry, my life is messed up. Okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. And also, while this was happening, I started to kind of fight with my roommate. She just was a little bit unstable, and everything kind of that combination, it was imploding on me, that world, and it was crazy. And so I remember I had like negative $200 in my bank account for like 6 months. It kept going up and back, like, but it was around that negative 200 for about like a couple months. And I kept getting like withdrawal fees. It just was a terrible thing. And so I'm very, very thankful because, yes, maybe my family can't financially support me, but they are always there to support me no matter what. And so I just remember sitting in Santa Monica on a hammock between two trees. I'm just on the phone with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I need to tell you something. Like, things have not been good for me out here. I spent all of my money. I don't have any money left. In I didn't even tell them about the poker ring until like 2 years later. I was like not telling them ever. Yeah, so I remember that phone call, I'll never forget it. And she was just like, "It's okay, you're gonna be all right. We'll get you home, we'll get you safe." And yeah, my roommate and I kept fighting, and I ended up moving out, and we just like shipped some of my stuff back home, and I came home for a little bit, and I think that was very necessary for me. But after that, I was like, I'm never gonna allow myself to do that again. Like, that was the craziest thing that I think I've ever done, was spend that much money and not like have a care about it. I just kept seeing it go down and down and down, and I didn't do anything to, I don't know, secure that. So that was a really rough time. And I came home for a while, and I was like, I never want to be in LA again. I never want to go back to California. I hate this industry. But long story short, a couple years had passed, and then I got married for a little bit. I got divorced for then, and then I was like, I'm gonna move to Europe. So I went and did the Europe thing, started running out of money that I had saved up while I was married and working at a restaurant. And then I was like, all right, well, what am I gonna do? And then it comes back to, what am I gonna do? And then I started to do the acting instead. And now I'm very smart with my finances. I'm very cautious with everything. Definitely taught me a very big lesson on being financially secure, especially because I don't come from a background that allows me to always be financially secure. So it's very important for me to work hard and to, support myself, because I also don't want to be a burden on my parents, and I love them so much. And I think now, being an adult in the world, it's important to be able to do that for yourself, because also your parents aren't always going to be there. And so I don't want to ever do what I did to them when I was like 18, when I called them and I was like, I blew through everything. Like, that will never happen to me again. So that was a very big lesson, and I'm glad I learned it when I was young. Sorry, I gab a lot.
Sheesh.
Yeah, sorry, that was a
No, I love it.
lot.
No. It's amazing. I just say like, wow, like such a journey. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, there's a lot in between, but I'm trying to cut it short to kind of explain everything. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. You know what? You can talk all you want. This is a space to it. That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, like, long story short, I always want to be financially secure, and that's one of the biggest things for me. And after learning that lesson, it
Yeah.
is like a staple of my life to make sure, that I protect myself for the future.
Yeah, I totally get it. As I was saying, before we start, yeah, I can understand that. It's so interesting because like 2 years ago now, my father had a heart attack, right?
Wow.
And
Sorry.
he survived. He's fine.
Good.
But the thing is that on that time, that's what I truly felt like. Oh shit, you know
Hmm.
what? Like I'm jumping into this phase now in which my parents are getting old. At some point, they might die,
Mm.
and that's just life, and I need to do something out of it, because actually make sure they are fine, that
Yeah, like,
nothing
I wanna
that
be able to help them out
oh,
when they're
exactly,
older,
right?
you know?
Because back when I was a child, they helped me out a lot. They provide me with everything I wanted. So I
Yeah,
think it's time for me to kind of do the same thing for them, as best as I can. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So yeah, I can understand that, because I mean, at the
yeah.
end of the day, they're your parents, and I do think they're the only people who you can totally feel secure,
Yeah, and
and
I
100.
definitely do. I'm thankful for
You know what
them.
I mean? So
No,
yeah,
I'm thankful, but yeah, I definitely don't wanna ever be a burden like that again on them, like,
yeah,
it's on the
no.
financial side. I'm like, I appreciate them, their undying support, like, I'm so truly thankful
But
for them.
it takes guts what you did, the fact that you were able to switch it up. You know what I mean? I mean, I've met
Yeah,
people who they just don't, right?
kinda
And they
going
just
down
and
and
they
down.
continue on that line, and they will stay forever there, and then they're gone basically at some point, right? They will make it.
Yeah,
But in your case, you were able to kind of switch that up and to be like, no, I'm actually messing things up. I need to change.
yeah.
Otherwise, this is not gonna last long.
It
And
definitely it did take a few months though for me to get to that point because I was like, "No, it's fine, like, I'm living such a fun life," and, like, at the end of the day, when I would get home, I mean, I would get home in the morning probably because 'cause it'd be from, like, 10 p.m. to, like, 7 a.m., and I would get home and I'd just be like, "This isn't you, Gabrielle, like, this isn't wh who your parents raised, this isn't what you wanna be doing, like, you need to get out of this space," and yeah, the combination of just everything, I was like, "All right, I need to call them," and I grew up, with such supportiveness from them that I knew that I would be able to. I just it takes a little bit for your ego and for you to, get that little crack and then reach out for help, so I'm glad I did.
you know,
I'm thankful.
and
Yeah.
especially like around that age, let's face it. You think you know everything. You think you are the master of it. That nothing is gonna break you. Like you feel kind of a little bit invincible going on, and it just takes life to actually teach you. Like you don't know what you're talking about because you're not playing an adult's game, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. And
it,
I mean, even though it's unfortunate that it happened, I'm thankful that it happened when it happened. I was young, I was dumb, I learned so many lessons from it, and I think everything does happen for a reason in life. If you don't understand that reason now, you may down the line, but I do think that it happened for a reason, and I'm thankful for that experience because at least I was younger and I've learned. I'm 25 now, so it's been a while since that happened, and I'm thankful to have been able to get out because it's not an easy thing.
and was there a moment when things looked successful from the outside, but felt heavy on the inside?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's been periods in my life. I like to say that I've lived around like five-ish lives. Like I have young Gabrielle who did like the modeling and who's up in New York like every couple days. Like I think it was like 80 educational field trips one year. We called them educational field trips when I would go to New York and shoot instead of being in school, which they were, I guess. But there was like that Gabrielle, young working girl. And then there's like my high school years where I was more focused on volleyball. I love volleyball. So I did that for a while. I was like student council president, varsity captain, like that. I was very straight edge. My brother would smoke weed. I'd be like, Mom, Hayden's smoking weed outside. He's a degenerate. And so I was very straight and narrow. And then I went to college for a while. I started to party myself. My ex at the time I'd broken up with him, and he like messaged my mom. He's like, Kathy, Gabrielle's going crazy. She's wearing a white wig and she's smoking weed and she's doing terrible things. And I was just like, leave me alone. I'm from a small town. I got into the world, but then that like transformed into LA Gabrielle. And that Gabrielle's not my fave, but she was necessary for my journey. And then I went back to Kentucky where I went to college first, got married, had a whole life when I was being married, and then got divorced and went to Europe for like a year, backpacked around Europe for a year, and then now I'm this Gabrielle. And it's crazy the different transitional periods of your life and like what they do for you. But throughout those, there's definitely some dark times. Like I said, when I first moved out, that just underground poker rings. I mean, obviously they're illegal and they're not like allowed. And it was just a really dark setting. I'm a big spiritual girl, so I can feel like energies, I think, and It just was like a black web at that time in my life, and yes, from the outside, it looked cool. I was posting, like, all these sneakers I was getting because it was, like, a sneaker shop front, so they would give us sneakers for discounted rates, like, and I was posting how cool I was, like, in LA, like, nobody knew what I was really doing. So, during the day, yeah, it was fun, and then from, like, 10 p.m. on, I would be so just, like I'd have to wear, like, little lingerie and, like, serve them drinks, and it was the worst, and I was so ashamed of it, especially after I left. I was just like, "How?" Like, I don't know why I let myself get to that. Like, the money was there, yeah, but it's just morally, I don't know, it was very hard for me to deal with after I left. And I felt such, like, this just disgust with myself for allowing myself to get to that. But then I also was like, "No, like, you live, you learn, you do things, and you look back, and it's, like, all about how you process and how you reflect then." But that definitely was a very dark time that I feel like a lot of people, they don't know about me. And then another time when I was married, I had found out that he was, like, planning a whole other life behind my back. It was insane. He went on, like, a boys' trip to Hawaii, but it was actually a trip to meet up with this girl. It was a and we had lived in a house at that point, we had a dog at that point, like, I was working to help him because he was on a student visa, so we were working, and we wanted to get married so he could become a citizen, and looking back on it now, I'm like, "You little naive girl." But still, we shared some great memories, and just kind of when everything happened, I didn't even know what to think, what to feel. It was just so much overwhelming of so many emotions, and the whole like divorce process took, I think it was like 2-ish months, so it wasn't very long, but it was still just draining having to go to these meetings. We didn't have really any shared assets, so that was nice, but just, like, having to go sign it and be around him and see him, it was not the best. And then after we were divorced, I was just like, "Okay, well, this was my life for the past, like, 2 years, like, what do I do now? Like, I wanted to be a wife. Now what do I do?" And so that just, like, was really rough, but I did not let it take over. I was like, "All right, come up with a plan." So I literally sold everything I owned. I cut my hair up to here, and I had a backpack and, like, the duffel bag, and I just went and backpacked around Europe. I did volunteer work and just house sitting, and, made it work, but it was not easy. So those are 2 times that definitely were very hard, but I never showed it on my, socials or anything, because that's how what humans do for the most part. We hide that kind of stuff and just put what other people wanna see or what we wanna show off. But, yeah, there's definitely been some dark moments, and not the easiest, but they make us stronger. Being in this industry, obviously social media is a more important factor in things, and I struggled with that growing up, just being, like, in this industry of, like, "Oh, this post didn't get the most likes," or, like, what I usually get. And there was a time for a while where I was very analytical about, like, what I was posting. I wouldn't post, like, what I wanted to post because I was like, "But it's no one's gonna like it, no one cares about it." But now over the past couple years, I've gone to a point where it's like, no, like, this is everything is all made up. This whole world is made up. Like, just enjoy, post what you wanna post. So, like, now I post more personality because I don't know, I want people to see Gabrielle for who she is and not just, like, very done up and always, like, picture perfect person. Like, we have personalities, we're all so unique, like, show that off. There's already too many people that are trying to be the same exact person, and I think it's important to just embrace your uniqueness and have fun with whatever you wanna post.
I mean, at the end, if you show the actual truth, real people are gonna be there for you. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? That is something that I constantly repeat myself. Like the more honest you are, more honest people will actually be there for you.
Especially in this
And
world of AI and
yeah,
editing and all of this crazy stuff, like,
yeah,
it's so refreshing to just be authentically
yeah.
yourself.
I mean, and it's easy to get infected. Yeah, it's easy for you to go into the noise, into this whole noise, because let's face it, it's fun, right? It looks fun, looks great, looks
Yeah, it's
all
cool to see, like, oh, likes,
totally.
likes, follows, 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 but in the end of the day, it's like, that's not what you have. Is, like, what is around you, and in an instant, everything could just shut off, and if it does, like, what do you have of yourself left if you don't have that following, that page? And I think that's an important thing that I try to remember. coming from like a small town, growing up in the woods and stuff. I'm like, there's so much more to life than just posting and just getting people to like you. You got to be okay with yourself first. And yeah.
It is amazing. Now, switching to our first activity called the craft break. Super simple.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a line, a moment, or a clue from a TV show or film, and you have to guess which one it is.
Ooh, okay. So from like anyone, any film, any TV show, anything out there. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to throw you quotes, some descriptions to it, and of course, some options. And from those options, you can choose which one do you think is right.
Okay. Let's try this.
All right. So starting with the first one. This one, it's a quote, right?
Okay.
And it goes, "Life is like a box of chocolates." Your options?
I already know it. Forrest Gump.
There you go.
I love Forrest Gump. I think my dad looks like Tom Hanks's brother. They could be brothers for sure.
That's so amazing.
I love Tom Hanks. Okay, Sophie, I love this game.
All right. Next one.
Okay.
So, a man is hired to drive criminals, but follows strict rules until everything goes wrong. Your options: Drive, Baby Driver, or Collateral.
It's Baby Driver, I think, with Ansel Elgort. Oh, no!
You sure?
I know Baby Driver has Ansel Elgort, and he, like, gets hired to drive these people, and he doesn't realize. I think that's it. It's either Drive or Baby Driver, but I think maybe Baby Driver.
It's Drive.
Ah, fuck. Oops, sorry.
It's okay. We're not family friendly, so you're fine.
Okay, good.
Right.
Dang it. Wait, so Drive, he gets hired also, and he like has to drive these people?
Yeah, you know what? That is a little bit confusing because true. I watched both of them. Well, all three of them. And yes, Baby Driver. Actually, the three of them kind of makes a little bit of. They touch on the same plot somehow.
Yeah, a little bit. So. I knew it was one of those. I knew Drive is also like that, but I just I've seen Baby Driver like more recently, so that went to my head. But okay.
You know what? Okay. Let's do this because you're amazing. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna do that. So we're two.
I explained my case.
Absolutely. Next one here. It goes. A man searches for a missing girl, but the truth is far more disturbing than expected. Your options: Prisoners, Gone Girl, or Zodiac.
I want to say it's Gone Girl. I think it's Gone Girl.
100%?
Because I watched the movie, I think it was a movie or a TV show so many years ago when it first came out, and I know it's about a girl who goes missing. And he has to go find her. I think it's Gone Girl, but I don't know. Let's see.
No, it's Prisoners.
Oh, what is Gone Girl? Does he go chase after a missing girl?
Did it? Is it?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's fine though. I mean, Prisoners. What is Prisoners? I've never seen that. I will say I'm not as caught up on more modern things. I don't watch too much nowadays, but the classics I for sure know. But okay, let's see. Is it one more to like?
Oh, there's plenty here.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The next one is a quote. It goes, okay. "I'm king of the world." Your options: Titanic, Pirates of the Caribbean, or The Great Gatsby.
I'm king of the world! That's Titanic.
There you go. Yeah.
On the front of the sail. See, I'm telling you, the more classic ones. I don't know.
Now, a man believes he's hunting a killer, but he might actually be the one being hunted psychologically. Your options: Shutter Island, Seven, or Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, the second option was Seven?
Yeah, Seven.
I want to say the description kind of reminds me of Shutter Island. Like the investigator goes to investigate something, but then he ends up being, well, we don't know. It's very hypothetical, the ending of that, what happens to him. But I think I would say Shutter Island.
You sure?
I think so.
100%.
You're scaring me. I think so. That's the only one I know out of those other two. I know Silence of the Lambs. Wait, but Silence of the Lambs, he was a killer.
He was a killer.
Maybe it is Silence of the Lambs because he is a killer, and then a guy goes to like investigate it, and that because Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't a killer, I don't think, or was he? Okay, fine. We'll do Silence of the Lambs just because you're scaring me.
You
it's
sure?
Like a psyop myself. You're psyoping me.
You're 100%.
I'm gonna say Silence of the Lambs. Final answer.
You got it. It was.
Okay.
Oh, no, no. I mean, you got it before because it's Shutter
Oh,
Island.
that's what you was kidding, right?
It's Shutter Island.
Oh, damn it. Okay, that was my first option. I should have gone with my gut. See, this is why you gotta go with your gut always.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wait, but
Yeah.
was he a murderer?
I think he was, right?
Maybe that's why he was so psychologically messed up. He was battling himself.
That was an incredible film, by the way. Like the whole
It
plot
was.
twist, I was like, what? You know?
That's why I'm saying at the end, like, it was crazy. Okay. Well, I do love Shutter Island. I've watched that a few times. Leonardo DiCaprio's right. But okay.
Right. So,
yeah.
next one. You ready?
I guess we'll see.
So it's a quote. It goes, "Why so serious?"
I think I do, but I don't. Wait, what are the options? I feel like I don't know which Batman it is.
I mean, it's it's the Joker, the Dark Knight, or Suicide Squad.
I feel like I know the Joker said it. So maybe it's the Joker. Joker.
You sure?
I don't know. Either Dark Knight or the Joker. I don't watch a lot of like the Batman, Spider-Man, Marvel verse too much, but I know that the Joker did say it. I just don't know which of the Batman franchises he said it in, if it's a Batman movie or the Dark Knight or if it is Joker. Maybe it's Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, 100%.
Sure.
I love it. It's Dark Knight.
Good.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Good. Yeah, because I that's the Dark Knight. That's with Heath Ledger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've not watched that in a very long time, but that is, if I were to watch a Batman movie, it'd be that one because I love Heath Ledger. He's the best. R.I.P.
Now,
Okay.
a woman falls in love with an operating system. Your options: Ex Machina, Her, or Lucy.
A woman falls in love. I know Her is the guy. He falls in love with her. The computer, I think. Ex Machina. No, that's... Wait, will you do this description one more time?
Yeah, sure. It's a woman falls in love with an operating system.
Maybe it is Her. I'm gonna say Her.
100%.
Yeah.
There you go. It's Her.
Okay. I know that Her is about human and machine love. I've not watched it though.
Now, a man relieves the same day over and over and over again, but uses it to change himself. Your options: Edge of Tomorrow, Groundhog Day, or Looper.
I'm gonna say Groundhog Day.
100%.
Yeah, I think it is with Bill Murray, is it? Okay, I think it's Groundhog Day.
You sure?
Is it?
It is.
Yay! Okay, good. I remember watching Groundhog Day with my dad all the time growing up. It was so funny. It's like a comedy, if I remember it right.
Mm-hmm. Kind of it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of a comedy, but yeah, okay, yeah. Groundhog Day. That's an oldie.
And for all the marbles.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
A man creates a second identity to escape his own life, only to lose control completely. Your options: Fight Club, American Psycho, or Donnie Darko.
I'm gonna say Fight Club.
Fight Club?
I want to say it's Fight Club just because the story, like, nobody's watched Fight Club, so I don't want to give it away if they haven't, but I feel like it's maybe Fight Club.
100%.
Psychologically. I'm gonna just go with Fight Club, locking it in.
It is Fight Club.
Yay! Okay,
Yeah.
good. Love Fight Club. That one's so iconic. At the end, when everything's falling down, it's like, "Dah!" It's so
That
cool.
also has like an epic plot twist too.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that was a
Fight
pretty cool movie. You know, I think that movie for sure it's like on films that you need to watch, like culture films somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's crazy. When I watched it the first time, the plot twist at the end, that was the first time I really was like, oh my God, I had no idea like that was coming. So that's one of the ideal movies to watch for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now, as your definition of success has evolved, what matters more now than just booking the role?
I think right now for me, it's about the type of role and what that role entails. Because especially with these verticals nowadays, things are getting a little bit more steamy. They're getting a little bit more out there. The storylines sometimes I'm just like, I don't morally like align with that and don't want that out there of me. So I think nowadays when I'm looking at roles and deciding like if I have two that are around the same time, I'm just very cautious about what they have to do in their scripts. Kind of like if there is, say, like a more, I don't know, an emotional scene or like an abusive scene, I'm like, why is this scene here? Does it make sense? Do we need it? And even like when I get scripts sent to me and they're like, "We would love to have you," I'll look through the script and be like, "Okay, but these moments don't align with me. This I feel like is not necessary in it. Like there's no need for." I've been on set a few times too where there's like a slap in the script, and I'm very big on like I'll fight back and I'll be like, but do we need it? Like there was a project where I was supposed to slap like a pregnant woman, and I was like, as like a protagonist who we want people to like, I just don't think it's necessary for me to slap like 8 month like a pregnant woman, you know? And I try and stand up for that kind of stuff because it's just not necessary all the time if it makes sense to the context of the film. And like she was just calling me like an old hag or something. And I was like, I wouldn't slap her for that. Like I would never lay hands on a pregnant woman. Even this character is supposed to be like a good protagonist. She wouldn't do that, you know? So I very heavily focus on that kind of stuff when I'm picking out my roles or yeah, I just want to be cautious cuz it's our face online forever. It's our image, it's our bodies. Like it's a very important thing to consider what you have to be doing. And so I try and stick to roles that are more, you know, just empowering females that don't have a lot of like abuse towards females, that don't have like weird sexual assault things. Like I think it's a very important thing nowadays to do that. And there was another thing that I was filming one time where it had something to do with like the hymen, like the hymen of a woman. And without, because I can't say too much about it, but it went a lot against like kind of what I believe in. And it kind of spread some misinformation about the hymen and it being a symbol for, you know, innocence and shit. And I was just like, this isn't a reality. Like I could go when I was 13, my hymen fucking probably broke when I was riding bike. Like it doesn't work like how they were trying to portray it to work in the film. And I'm like, there's a lot of religions where like breaking your hymen is very sacred and stuff. And I don't want to put misinformation out there. And I just don't want that to be on me or on my conscience. So I fought very hard, ended up not doing that, taking it out. And I'm like, see, why did we have to include it in the first place? Like, why does it have to be so crazy sometimes? So I'm a big advocate for like standing up for what I believe in and like not doing things that I don't want to do. And there's always a way. We're all creatives just coming together to collaborate, and you can always compromise and find, you know, things that both sides will like. But I just think being true to your morals and to yourself is the most important thing.
What's your take on the whole vertical world?
I love the vertical world. I'm appreciative of it. It gave me my start and it's continued to give me great opportunities for, you know, getting to be in these spaces and do these fun characters that I will never be able to do kind of in real life. Like I got to be the daughter of Zeus and shoot lightning and like all of that fun stuff. I was Hannah, who was a ballerina turned like assassin who got to like do some cool ballet stuff while like shooting people. Like it gives you the opportunity to be so many amazing fun characters, and you get to go to so many beautiful locations and film, and I'm so thankful for it, and for the opportunities that it has given me. Yes, I do think that sometimes, majority of the times, the scripts are a little bit out there, it's a little bit taboo, and I just think that one vertical world is newer to like the West. It's very, you know, it's only been around on our side for about like 2-ish years, 3-ish years now. And so it's fairly new, and everything that we're filming and everything that it's like, it's just come from a different culture, different way of life. And so obviously it's going to take some time to getting adjusted to. And with like an American audience, we kind of view things a little bit differently sometimes. And that's why I feel like nowadays we're seeing a lot of like pushback for like these crazy sexual assault scenes, these crazy like over violence towards women. And I want to definitely be a voice and an advocate to be like, hey, yes, maybe this is okay in some different things. I mean, not even okay is a word, but it's like allowed. Like people want to watch that. Like, I don't know what the exact terminology would be for it, but it's like here it's just I'm not okay with that. I don't want to do things that portray that. I don't want it to become a reality and a normal thing, and that's why it's very important for me for, like, the context of what I'm shooting, and, like, when I read through a script, I'm like, "All right, this why is she crying here if she wants to, like, have sex with him? Why is she, like, crying, and why is he wiping a tear away? Like, is that necessary?" I feel like after you would she has, like, 2 VOs already in her head that's like, "It's so bad, but I want this, so then why is she crying?" Like, I'm very analytical when I'm looking over scripts because we verticals are amazing and there's so much potential to them, and it's such a new form of content that it's important to, like, bring it about in a better way and, like, change it for the better, and yeah, so I think it's important, like, us having a voice in it and saying, like, "No, I don't think that that's right," and we can make a great story without, using violence for clickbaits, and I think that's, very important. So I try and in every script I read or every job that comes along, I'm very, very big on my characters not, being or that happening to them, unless it's necessary for a story. Sorry.
That is awesome. Respect. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, because it's I mean, and it's also it's hard because a lot of people, they want to act, they want to, get their face out there, and they're willing to kind of do whatever it takes, even if it's scenes that they're not super comfortable with. And there was a few times, like once or twice in my when I first started doing these, where I maybe did a scene or two that I left then, and I was like, oh, like why did I do that? Like I feel so sad about, like, or disgusted with myself, and I'm not yeah, not just, like, the best, and I remember on the project I did, it was called Fix You, I was shooting that in Atlanta, and that one was it was based off of a book, so also I look at that, I'll read the book, I'll, like, be like, "Is this a part of the book? Do we need this in here, or did you guys just add it for our clicks?" So I don't know, I read through that book, it was a very emotional book about just, like, abuse and people finding, like, each other and then, like, gaining power, and I thought that was beautiful, but there were definitely, like, a scene in there that was very heavy on me, and it was, like, a sexual assault scene, and it was really hard to film and, like, be in that emotional state all day, and I I don't like to do that to myself a lot, especially because I'm a very sensitive human and, your brain can't decipher if, like, what your body is doing is, like, real or fake, and so you get this, like, stress, and after I left set, I just remember crying and calling my mom, and it wasn't so much about, like, me having to do the scene, but the fact that, like, people experience this, and this is something that is not okay, and I have a lot of empathy for things, so when I feel stuff like that, I just get so sad for, others that have been through it, and I don't know, it was just really hard subject, and I don't normally do that kind of stuff or be a part of films like that because I don't know, I just wanna bring more happiness into the world and make people laugh and smile and not be, like, associated with such, like, dark things, but if we're doing it in a way that makes sense to the story, that adds to, like, why this character did something or, like, this was a breaking point for her, then I'm all for it, and if we do it in a way that's not vulgar, that's not just insensitive, that's thought out, that's artistic, I'm all for it then, but it has to make sense to me and to the story before I'm like, "Okay, I'm down to do it."
Mm.
So, yeah.
I do agree with you in all of that because, like, whenever on those type of like in general, TV show films, if they're gonna portray a very heavy, dark scene, I do appreciate when it has context to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When it actually has a meaning to it, and
yeah,
then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Instead
yeah,
of showing to me like out of the blue, at least to me, it tends to disconnect me and be
yeah,
like, oh, okay, so it's one of those.
exactly, and I've run into trouble with this a lot on, like, the vertical sets because everything is so fast paced, like, there'll be a scene where I'm, like, happy at the beginning, I'm profusely crying at the end, and then I'm just, like, I don't know, making love at the end of that, and it's just, like, these 3 emotions within, like, 2 minutes, and I'm like, "A human like, you're not gonna be like, I mean, maybe, but I'm just saying it has to make sense, like, the flow of emotions, like, I just have done scenes where it's like, I'm literally crying, he says one thing, and I'm like, "Ooh, let's have sex," and it just doesn't make sense to me sometimes, and I'm just like, make it make sense to the story, make it flow well. There's no reason to, like, add these things in just for, like, clicks and just for yeah, like, clickbait, and then it not really make sense in the story, like, I'm just very big on that kinda stuff. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be on that. you know.
No, but I get it. And especially now in this day and age, it's important to have boundaries. You know what I mean? To know exactly where you draw the line and be like, I don't go this way. I go only this way. And it's so interesting because the other day I was having this conversation, right? And whenever you are putting yourself boundaries, you might be treated now as okay, so he's an asshole or
Yeah,
bossy or the
mhm.
drama, like things like that, right? But it shouldn't be like that. It should be respected to be like, hey, I'm actually with someone who cares about my story,
Yeah,
and it's actually giving feedback in order to make it happen, to make it real to it, the most real.
yeah,
And I do think that at this point we're facing into this era now in which we want honest, we want that kind of connection to it,
yeah,
and the better it is written, the better that is said, the better the connection will be. So, you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, and I've had friends who have messaged me and they're like, I have this really great role that I want to do, but there's a scene that I'm not comfortable with. But if I don't say that I'm comfortable with it, then they're going to move to somebody else. And at the end of the day, like I've experienced this a lot too. And I'm like, if you have morals and you don't want to break them, there will always be other jobs available, especially in the vertical industry. There are so many verticals being filmed every single day all over the world. Like it is a crazy thing. And it's like, I always just say, like, don't give up your morals for just like a quick little thing because what's meant for you will come along. If this is a no, then there's so many other yeses that you just got to turn around. There's another door that's open right behind you. And it's, yeah, just about, yeah, not sacrificing how you feel because these are going to be online for as long as the internet exists. These videos of us, these like everything and all of these intimate moments. And I'm more comfortable now with, filming that kind of stuff in a not SA vibey way, like in a more sensual, sexy way. I'm comfortable with that, but I have some friends who aren't. And I'm like, that's so fine. There's something out there for everybody and comfort level wise. Like, but it's just about continuing forward and you will find it. If you stay stuck on that one thing, then you're going to be stuck there forever.
And also, if you are able to raise the voice, I do think that the more we are able to raise our voice and the more we're able to set limits, the safest will be for everybody. You know what
True,
I
because
mean?
then it shows that like we do have boundaries. We are humans. And I think that's why this whole AI thing is starting to become a big thing with like these vertical platforms just making fully AI'd videos. And most of them have a lot of violence towards women and have like these SA scenes. And it's just it's stuff that humans probably don't want to do because it's not right. And then they just are like, okay, well, we'll AI it. And we do need to have a voice and we do need to talk about these things. And I recently also experienced something with a platform that I worked with in the past. And they had actually AI'd our faces like in the show, and it was just little bits here and there, but it was fully not my face in like two different shots. The other girl, it was fully not her face. The whole like there was a fight scene that was fully AI'd, but like we took the footage, we recorded the footage, and then they must have just put it in and been like, make this more badass looking. And but you could tell it was AI, and it's just I immediately messaged my manager, my agent, and I was like, we are either suing them or they're taking this down because you're not in our contract. You're not allowed to use AI for like with our likeliness. You're not allowed to use my voice. Like we have riders in place to make sure that we're protected. And they just did not care. And I love the production company that we shot it with because we reached out to them and they were like, yeah, we just saw this, like, not okay reaching out to this platform right now. If they don't take it down, then we'll like continue. And literally the next day, I went back on and I looked at the show. All the AI was gone. It was the stuff that we originally shot, and it was still fine. And it's just, I'm still debating if I want to make a video about it because I don't think it's okay. Yeah. And I'm like, now everything's fine and good, but it's still the fact that they did it in the first place. They breached contract in the first place. Like it's not okay. And we need to show other people out there like you have a voice. You need to say something. They're breaking contract every time. I mean, at least specifically for that contract, but most people nowadays have it. You can't use AI for us. And if they do, break a contract. You need to like it's important to stay on them because it's not okay. It's not all right. And we're already doing crazy things for them. We're making good films. It's like nobody wants that. It's like a whole different person for a second. And it's like, why? But
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, that
It's
gets me heated.
no, no, no. Go for it. I was gonna ask you, like, what's your take on AI?
Yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. I just don't think I understand like if you want to do like a cartoon. The AI, like the AI videos that they're doing are basically like the modern day cartoon, Cartoon Network stuff. Whatever, that's fine, but I don't think that it's appropriate because there's so much violence towards women in them because women aren't going to do scripts like that. And so I think that the more people watch them, the more that they think it's okay. And so I always am like I'm against watching AI verts. I'm like, don't, there's no reason for it. But I'm like, if we can use AI in a way that helps our creativity, that makes it better for, everybody, sure, that's great. But not to erase people's jobs. Not like if you want to say we're filming outside and you want a bigger moon or you want some cool background, like, sure, have at it, have fun with it. But to change a person's image, their face, their voice, like that's not okay. And I'm not for that. And I think that we need to, have a stand. But I also think that people don't want to watch AIs. There's no soul. Like people, I feel like love these verts because we're all just like kiddos having fun, recording stuff. We have our own lives. Like we have souls. We're all humans. We're able to communicate. I can talk to you and like I have real feelings. And I think when you watch something AI, there's no soul there. You can't connect with them. Like these people they don't clock out at the end of the day and go home. Like they're just forever in there. They don't have anything else but what you make them say, And I think that people enjoy that human connection, especially in such a technological world. So I'm not ever really scared that it'll take our jobs. I just hope that there are enough humans out there that don't allow it to, I don't know, fully take over. Because I
Mhm.
know Vert company made a fully AI one with only 10 people and they did it in like 10-ish days. And it sucks because I'm really like, use AI to do other stuff that people don't want to do. But we have so many creatives out there working and so many people that aren't able to get jobs, especially in LA. And it's just, yeah, it's something that I feel like we don't need to put AI into the film industry. It's let us be creative, let us have fun, let us do things. Um, and yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
I love it. I do think that AI should be used to work with us and not for us.
Yes,
You
that
know,
precisely, that was great.
that's the thing here because it amazes me how the wrong use people are doing with AI. You
Yeah.
know, and not gonna lie, sometimes whenever they make funny memes, I like them.
Oh yeah,
Especially
it's fun.
for like
But
for
it's like
example,
those are goofy.
yeah, like for example, those memes in which it will in which a cat will be playing drums or in the room,
Yeah.
or a cat, I don't know, suddenly drives a tank or shoots a
Yeah.
machine gun or is
Mhm.
cooking something. Like it's
Yeah.
type of stuff in which I'm like, okay, yeah, that's funny. But
Yeah, I think that it is funny and it's necessary for humans to have like an outlet to be able to like laugh at and enjoy. But I also then think about like the impact that it has on our environment. I'm a little more environmentally friendly as well, so I'm like it just sucks all of this excessive use that's like not necessary, that's taking away like millions of gallons of water from our planet. And I come from farm areas, so I relate to a lot of the farmers who are now having to like fight for their land for all these like AI like warehouses that they want to be built, and it's just unfortunate because we have just so much creativity in the world, and I feel like AI takes away from so much that humans can do themselves. Like uh, we we don't have to do anything anymore. We could literally just stay in our homes and have everything come to us, have AI like do our work for us. Like it takes away from being a human, and I think yeah, a little bit more against that. I feel like we are starting to become like all in like one file, like I don't know, line. And I just think that AI makes it a little bit too easy for us sometimes, and we don't realize the impact that it is having on our earth. And yeah. I do use AI sometimes though, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is there and it is easy to use. And but I find myself thinking, I'm like, do I really need it to do this for me? I don't. I'm losing brain cells letting it do that for me. I need to think on my own. I have a brain in here. And yeah, I just think it's important to try and continue to use our brain and use our bodies and not let it get the better of us.
yeah, and as I said here, I mean, I do think sure AI can create really cool stuff, but as you said, it's not real. And
Mm,
I always keep saying that no matter how advanced AI can be, it's never gonna be able to replicate a fully 100% human emotions. You know what I
mm,
mean? And at the end of the day, sure, at some point they can create this very stunning film in which, wow, it looks beautiful and everything. People might like it and be like, okay, this was fun. But at the end of the day, they're going to be watching something human the next time because we
Yeah,
want that connection. That is what makes us, that's what it does, or at least that's what I think that is what art is all about, to have this
I agree.
connection to it,
It is, and it's not just like in film, like when you read poetry, you have a connection to that artist and like how they felt when you're on like the radio or something, like even though you can't see them, you can physically like just hear that humanness to them. Like sometimes maybe they stumble on a word or like, but it's that human like energy, that I think people are drawn to. And so that's why I just call AI like like cartoons or just modern day cartoons. And yeah, some people enjoy that kind of stuff and that's so fine. But for it to try and like replicate being a human and doing human things, I don't know, I don't think it'll ever like fully work out. I think that people just love people and humans.
That's because that's what it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what makes us what we
Humans
are,
are social
right?
people. We need that
Exactly. We want that
interaction.
connection. We want that feeling, that true emotion to it. And yeah, like regardless on how cool AI can be, it's never gonna be able to replicate a hundred
Yeah, it's
percent,
like we wouldn't be you wouldn't be able to have a conversation with one of like an AI actor like this with me. Like it's what story do they have? What hardships does the AI actor have gone through? Like it's there's no soul, there's no human, and it's just yeah.
But it shocks me. And the other day I was just in the wormhole of Instagram, and
Mm.
then because most of my algorithm goes specifically to actors, I found this actor, but it was an AI actress, and
Oh,
that
is it was her name Tilly?
no, I don't
Because
remember.
I think that was a big one at the
But
beginning.
what shocked me, and I was like, what the hell? Like on the title was saying AI actress, right? And you will see the comments, and I was like, what is wrong with people?
Were they like, wow, love, so pretty? I feel like that's mostly
And I was
bot.
like, are you kidding me? Like, is this actually really happening? Like, how are you able to say something like that to something that it's AI? Like, what is wrong with people?
I know
And
it's
I
like
was
it's
just
not
scrolling the
ever
comments, and I was like, this is crazy. And then, and because of that, then turns out that my algorithm at that point was full with AI actors. So I
yeah.
was just checking most of them, and as I said here, it was shocking to see like the amount of it. And at some point, one of them like contact me, and I just started laughing. I was like, no, bye.
That's crazy
But
work.
that's the thing here. Like how I would be able to speak with an AI actor, because at the end of the day, it's controlled by somebody else. So
Yeah,
I
where
would,
it's just, like,
you know,
pre-written in it to, like, answer it in a way that, like, goes with somebody else's personality, like, it's never just, like it's not a person, it's just crazy to me.
it's just crazy. And also, I was reading this article the other day that people are starting to develop relationships with their
Yeah,
AI.
I actually watched it was My Strange Addictions, it just came up the other day, and it was this lady, and she got a tattoo for her computer, it was like a grok, like, AI guy, and they had a whole relationship, she wants to get married to him, and I'm like, I just I don't know, I feel like society at one point just like fails some people and makes them feel like that's the only type of connection that they can have is like through a screen and like through this fake person and I don't know, I just there's so much humanness out there. I wish that people would just try and connect more with reality, I guess. I don't know.
No, that's the thing here. I do agree the same. I do think that no matter how lonely you can be, there's ways for you to actually find. I mean, that is one of the cool things about social media now, that you can
Yeah,
actually
that's
find
a good
people
thing about it. Yeah. Your
of your
tribe.
same
Yeah.
interests everywhere in the world. It's all about trying and
Mhm.
finding, which sure, that opens a window to sometimes very shady people. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's just what that's meh.
And being aware and, like, learning lessons in
Hmm.
life, like, it happens, but I understand, like, the comfort of people, what like, you always have that person there. It's, like, set up to be, like, to mesh with your personality, and, like, you can find comfort in it. It'll say what you want it to say, it'll, like, talk to you in ways that you want it to talk to you, but it learns you, like, it learns about you, and I think that's it's just crazy to me, and I feel bad for, like, some of the older generation who's maybe not able to differentiate that it is not real, and it's just I see it, like, I've seen it in my mom sometimes will even send me something, and I'm like, "Catherine, this is not real. This isn't actually happening in the world, like, this is an AI video," and it's a wild thing to see, like, people are not able to tell sometimes. And I'm thankful that like I feel like our generation and the youngers understand this now, and as we age we can be like, yeah, yeah, this is still AI. But the people who are older who are just experiencing it and aren't used to the internet, like it's a crazy thing for them to have to.
It's just messed up. Like in relationships, I was just talking about that. Like why I would be wanting someone who says yes to everything I want to. You know what I mean? I mean, like usually in relations, I want someone who can say no whenever I do something wrong or if I think something that is not cool. You know, I want someone who I can have like these conversations to it. I don't want someone who's just saying yes to
Mm,
whatever I just said. You
yeah.
know, it's just sad because I do think, as you said, that it's the result of people who maybe the system fail on them and they find comfort in those things, but at the end of the day, it's not real, and you might be causing yourself more damage that you are already
Yeah.
causing by jumping into this type of stuff that at the end of the day is not real and is not ever gonna be able to replicate a
Yeah, 'cause it's
full,
like, what
true
if our
emotional.
power grid goes down or something? Like, what if internet is cut off? What if we have no access to these laptops anymore? It's like, I'm a big like believer in like being able to live life without all of this stuff. Yes, this is a fun extension and we're able to do so many things on the intranet, but I think it's important to understand that like human connection is like what we are, just creatures that love to be social. And I think that because of like, yes, all of this is great. It's helping, with so many things and being able to talk and stuff. I just think that at the source, we need that human connection. And I think if we remove that human connection, we're losing our humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right. More badass. You're killing it here. What can I say? Now, switching to our next section, speed round
Okay.
questions. Yes, no, or
Oh,
pass.
yeah.
Super simple. Gonna ask you
Okay.
a couple of questions, but you can only answer yes, no, or pass.
I bet you've been waiting for this. Finally.
Of course not. You
Okay.
ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, have you ever seriously considered walking away from your career?
Yes.
Do you think success changes who a person really is?
To a point, yes.
Have you ever taken a role or project you didn't fully believe in?
Yes.
Do you think talent matters more now than hard work in this industry?
Mm, pass, because I can't. That's not a yes or no.
Have you ever felt jealous of someone else's success?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Do you think fame makes life easier?
To an extent, yes.
Have you ever doubted that you truly belong in this industry?
Yes.
Would you choose the same path again if you could start over?
Mm, yeah.
Do you think success is worth the personal sacrifices it demands?
Pass, because it depends.
And right now, are you truly happy with the life you're building right now?
Yes, I am.
And a bonus one, can you cry on cue?
Ha! No. Nope. I can't.
Fair enough.
I'll be honest.
Fair enough. All
I'm
right.
working on it. I'm working on it.
Now, switching back to our general transmission, tell me, if
Okay.
everything you build disappeared tomorrow, your career, work, everything, what do you hope people still remember about you?
I hope that they would remember my kind heart and my optimism for life, because I think that's an important thing.
All right.
Kindness.
And if the younger version of you could see the life you're living today, would they feel inspired or they will try to warn you about something else?
They would be inspired. It makes me like what tear up low key because I'm thinking back of younger Gabrielle, and I think that she'd be very proud of us now.
Now, do you think it's important to stay in contact with our inner child?
Oh my gosh, yeah, especially in this industry. I mean, I think that as we grow up, we lose so much of that like whimsiness and that fun in life, and people just start to get like this hard outer shell, which makes sense because the world is tough and we have to create this shell as we grow up, with the things that happen to us. But I always try and just have that childlike wonder about things when I'm going out exploring. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this rock is so pretty. I love this cloud. I love this sky." Like I don't know, it's just important to be a child still and have fun in the world, and especially in this industry because we are playing dress up. We are playing these characters. We are doing something that is so like childlike, you know, and I think it's important to keep that.
Yeah.
Very important to keep that, or else you just become hard and I don't know, and a bah humbug in the world, I think.
I still say that that even to this day we're still kids. It's just that our hobbies, our adventures, and our experiences are dangerous,
Yeah.
expensive,
The
and
capabilities of to do this stuff, we
yeah.
have much
But
more of a
at the end of the day, we're still kids. You know.
yeah, and everybody's on this earth for, like, their first time, you know, at least on these bodies. We're all going through this everything, like, I mean, I remember the first time, like, I realized my parents weren't these, like, perfect people, you know? Like, everybody is still learning as they go, like, this is the first time for everybody, and I think that's why it's important to not judge so harshly. It's important to just, like, have open arms, be kind, and love life because everybody's just doing this for the first time, you know, and it's important to be kind and to have fun with others too and show them that they can have fun too. They don't have
Mm.
to always be like, I don't know, negative or upset at the world. Like we should have fun. We're only here for a limited time.
What do you think it happens when we die?
Okay, I've never been asked this on a podcast. I think I've gone through a lot of different feelings of what happens after we pass on in this life, and I've been thinking about it actually a lot recently because unfortunately, my grandmother passed away last month, and my pap just passed away about a week and a half ago. And so I've been thinking about this question a lot. And I don't think that energy ever disappears. I do think that it transfers somewhere. I think that we come from something. I am not religious as much as I am spiritual. I like to say Gus instead of God because I think it's God, yes, but also universe and source. And I think that I don't know exactly where we came from, what happens after, but I do believe that we should live kind lives now. We should just make the world better than it was, you know, before we're gone and just try and be the best version of yourself because whatever does happen after, hopefully that will be good enough to, you know, make you continue on your way. But yeah, I think that we end up somewhere. If not, I like to think maybe we go back up to this huge source and relay our knowledge back to, you know, wherever we come from, or we come down and experience these things because we want to feel different emotions and different types of pain and like help it to for like our knowledge when we pass on, like we get to keep it. um but yeah, I think that it goes somewhere. I think that we are we are never ending just source of energy and we just are transmuted in so many different ways and who knows what happens, but I just try and find solace in knowing that it's probably better than where we are now. And yeah, just to be a kind person throughout your life so that whatever ends up happening, you'll be good.
I'm gonna drop the mic here because you're killing it. So
Oh, thank you.
you know.
Well, I've never been asked that, and it's kind of scary to say what I truly feel out loud, but I'm trying to do that more so because I'll like say something and I'm like, "Oh, that's the wrong thing to say," or like you shouldn't say it in that way, but it's like this is just I'm just talking to you. We're just friends talking and chatting and this is, you know, how I feel about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I do think that eventually all those, the people we loved who are gone, eventually we will meet them again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what I
I'm
kind of believe
I
in.
believe it as
So
well. I do as well. I think our energies will come together at another point in our lives, and yeah, I don't think that this is the only life for us.
totally. Like 10 years ago, I was living in another city and I moved to where I am right now. And I moved with my dogs, right? There
Mm,
was a husky, a collie, and kind of a little bit of a half breed going
yeah.
on. 2 months later after I came here, but he was on his 20. I mean, he
Oh,
basically,
so he lived a great life.
but the thing was, and even to this day, I still like, wow, because he basically saw me growing up,
Mhm.
right? And the moment he passed away, it was like part of me died as well. Like no matter how much I can say no, it did because
Yeah.
it felt that way, right? So then I was like, wow. And years passed, and actually last year on April 16, which is next week, the husky, he was huge. Like he was the biggest husky ever. People love him. He was super kind, super friendly. He passed away, and that hit me as well too because I was like, it is actually happening. That things that I care, they're just dying, and that's just the way it is. And as I was saying here, that I do think that eventually we're going to be able to meet them, and there is this kind of belief that they're just waiting for us. When we pass, they will be guiding us to a better
Yeah,
life.
I
So it's
love
it's
that.
things like that. And I do think, with family members as well, like they are watching us, and then eventually we're going to be able to meet them back. Because at least to me, there's some things in my life that happen in which I'm like, there's no explanation, like no sane explanation of what just happened, things like that. That every now and then I have like this kind of moments in which I'm like what did just happen, right? And I do think that there is something out there. I don't think that we just die and lights off and that's it. I don't think that. I do think
Yeah,
there's something else besides that, that at least is there, and sure, it's scary. The more you think of it, the more you're able to enjoy the day to the fullest, right? The more
yeah,
you know that this day is not going to repeat ever again. You are more focused on actually enjoying it, to do the best at it. At the end of the day, life is too short. You never know. But I do want to. But at least to me, I want to make sure that every single day that I live, at least I did what I wanted, or at least I
yeah.
did something that make me feel something. Let's say so.
Mhm. No, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. And it's a beautiful thing. So I feel like some people definitely are very scared of it. And I'm just like, no, it's a part of life. We're born from somewhere. We form these souls. Like we have this something inside of us that's not just gonna disappear. I do think that it's it's somewhere out there and just yeah. But
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And you know what? My last question here,
Oh, okay.
so we can all enjoy and relax after an incredible, amazing, badass super chat here. You ready?
Let's do it.
What do you think that could be the best title for this episode?
Ooh. Mmm. I feel like it should be like just random words. Underground to vertical heroine, badass woman. Something about the transformation of life. Energy, I'd be like, energy never dies. It just talks with Dan for an hour and a half about random things. I don't know.
Oh, I just had
What
one.
would you call it? We talked about so many things.
What about? Oh, what about underground wife
We can
bat?
make it a vertical title.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
underground poker wife reclaims her title as vertical badass heroine.
We could call it badass heroine.
Badass heroine. Badass. So
What about we could steal a quote.
5 lives with Gabrielle Brown.
We could steal a quote. What if we use life is like a box of chocolates?
Yeah, I like it. Life's like a box of chocolates, and you never know which one.
That kind of resonates with the whole thing, with your story like a little bit, things like
I
that,
do like that actually, yeah, because life is like a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're gonna get. That's for sure. I like it. Okay, that's a
So
good
that could be
one.
the title, and right below we could put like small words like you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, or who? Yeah, I like that. Or what? No, I think what's probably better. I like that a lot. That's good. Smart.
Sounds like a franchise to me. Who knows?
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense, and you could definitely use that. Like that could branch off because there's so many people that it's like life's like a box of chocolates, and you
Mhm.
never know what we're gonna talk about. Most random things.
And what can I say at the end? I'm speechless. I'm amazed. I love it. I'm so in love with what you do because the fact you're making it happen, it shows out there that dreams can come true. And yeah, like during this whole conversation, like all of the things you have been through, but what amazed me the most is that you were still able to get up and continue moving forward. I bet there were several times in which you were close to giving up, but it's just the way it is. But still, you were able to keep push through. And I mean, look what you are right now. You're having this amazing career with this amazing experiences, with these amazing stories here and there. And I do think it's people like you in this world who are showing us that dreams can come true, and that's something so positive and amazing. And I do think positivity is something we desperately need right now.
Oh yeah,
Especially in this messed up world right now, and also hope. which you also show. So
I agree
I
with
discover
you.
why you are super amazing and badass. So
Aw, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the kind words. And I think resilience is like the biggest word that I always think about, just being resilient and no matter what, like not letting anything break you down and just staying true to yourself. But I really appreciate you giving me time to talk and just chatting with me and wanting to know more about me. And yeah, hopefully I didn't talk your ear off too much.
well, I love it. I love it. I want to know more. What can I say?
Yeah. Well,
Really?
maybe in the future we could set up another one, do a part 2.
Sounds like a plan. So
But this was very lovely. I really enjoyed this.
yeah. Now I do want to thank also those who stayed the whole episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But by this point, I mean, I knew since question 1 why Gabrielle is super badass. So let's share some love. Let's make her viral. # Team Gabrielle. And again, thank you for making this happen. Keep shining out there. Keep rocking. Keep kicking ass. Keep doing what you do. And I'll definitely be seeing you in the next one.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
All right.